What is going on, traders? And today we're going to talk about another great strategy, which is using the 4-hour trend blocks and reversal blocks, and also the weekly candles. So here we have the dashboard that is going to tell us what's going on the different pairs, so that we can make a decision when we get smaller time frame blocks alerts, right? So right over here we have the M5 and M15 blocks, and then right over here we have the 4-hour reversal and trend block. So what is this strategy all about? And again, in here we have the 4-hour zones. Out of all of this one, this is the only one that have zone right now, meaning that the price is back at the bearish block or very close to it. And we have the 4-hour candle, the daily candle, and the weekly candle. So what am I doing here is that I am going to have the 4-hour and the daily candle as well as an extra confirmation when we enter or when we get an alert. So what is it that we need to have? Well, again, we need to make sure that we have both blocks, they're going in the same direction, and that the weekly candle is also going in the same direction. Again, the settings that I have in here for the 4-hour block is actually going to be right over here. We have 4-hour blocks 9 days old. Okay, so this is very important, because if you put in 14 days or 15 days or 20 days old, well, that's kind of varies. So I have it as 9 days. You can change it yourself if you want it for less time. Like, let's say you want to see only 5 days old blocks. So it's going to show in here, like right over here on Euro New Zealand, it doesn't show any block whatsoever, because more or less either one, it was invalidated, or two, it's not 9 days old. So that's very important that you understand what that means when we use the days old, right? So either we want to use 5, 9 days, 15 days. There's really no right and wrong in here. I have it as 9 days. Pretty much, that could work. So what do we do is that we get alerts, like right over here, on a smaller time frame. So when we get alerts on a smaller time frame that goes along, let's say right over here for Bitcoin, we had bearish alerts, we'll have bearish blocks, and then we have, at least I would like to have either the daily or the 4-hour candle going along as well with the weekly candle. More or less usually happens like that. The daily will be much stronger than the 4 hours. So, that's something that you need to understand. So like right here, we have a bearish entry, right? So more or less what we want to do, if I click on here on Bitcoin, I'm going to have a new chart coming up, and then we will have to decide if we would like to enter or not, right? So the idea is that we would like to have the alert to happen as close as we want, or as close as we can, to this resistance zone right over here, which is the supply and demand zones that we have been talking about. And so we would like this to happen as close as we can to this zone right over here. So if it happens somewhere in the middle, it is a good probability. Again, we're looking at 4 hours, we're ignoring the 1 hour. So what we want, what we would like to happen is that, what is the market doing? So the market gave us a move down. We would like a small retracement back to the resistance zones, to keep on going, to drop again, right? That is the idea in here. So again, we have 4-hour blocks, we have weekly bearish candle, we have a daily bearish candle. So there are high probabilities that we can get a nice entry opportunity going into that direction. So this is the whole idea of this strategy, right? So again, I'm going to make this bigger. We would like the entry to happen as close as we can to this zone right over here. So I'm going to show you an example that happened today on $CAD. There was an entry that happened today. So what was going on? We have a 4-hour block, right? Market went down. We had a small retracement back to the resistance zone. We had a bearish weekly candle. So we entered right there, and I was able to pretty much ride it from top to bottom. So that's the idea in here. So let me just show you just a little bit bigger so we can see it. I enter in here and I got out at the blue zones, and that's what we like to do pretty much with every single trade. So I'm going to show you another trick that, you know, this is not something that is not new. This is something that we always talked about on previous examples, pretty much is using the mid levels. Okay, so but for right now, let me just kind of make you understand a little bit more about the strategy. So again, let's talk about gold right now. So with gold, again, we're looking at the 4-hour time frame. We have the bullish blocks, right? So the market went up, it came back down, right? We have weekly bullish candle. So where do we want to enter? We want to enter as close as we can to the blue zone, right? Support zone. And then from there, you know, the actually came down a little bit more to finally keep on going higher. I did enter, you know, somewhere around here, you know, I was negative, but this is the other secret that I want to tell you, another trick that I want to tell you pretty much. How are we going to understand this? So if you're able to tell, this is the mid-level. The magenta line is using the mid-level, pretty much the, you know, the mid-levels, the daily mid-levels that we use as support and resistance. So what did the market do? You know, the market came back down to this mid-level right over here, to the lowest mid-level, right? And then from there on, it bounced. So we can also use mid-levels, right? You know, there's another one right here, to enter as well in the market, only as long as we're going with the weekly candle, right? So let's say, for example, if we have a bearish weekly candle, by the time maybe it gets around here and we have a bearish weekly candle, it would be nice to actually look into a sell opportunity over here. But I'm going to show you more examples on how we use the mid levels. I'll go in along with the blocks and going along with the weekly candle. But the idea in here is that, hey, we have something that can help us out in here on the left hand side that can say, you know what, I'm going to help you out. This is like more like support, right? Hey, you can, they're more likely the price is going to drop up to these levels, right, of support where the market could get to. And then from there is going to bounce only and only as long as we have a weekly candle going in our direction. So let me show you another example that works like wonders. And this is going to be another maybe euro dollar. So euro dollar, we didn't have a 4-hour bullish block because we did have, I think we did have, I'm not sure because it already happened. Here's we do have a bullish block right here, but I think we could have had a bearish block right over here. I'm not sure, but we have a weekly bullish candle, right? And also, if I go back just a little bit, just 1 hour, just to kind of see the better, what do we have here holding us? We had a couple of what do we have? We have the blue zones to enter, and then we have what mid levels here that can give us support that the market can reach to, and then keep on going into that direction. Only and only as long as we're going with the weekly candle. Okay, so that's the other strategy combined in here. So if you don't want to buy, let's say in here, if the market might not reach in here, you might put a pending order in here at this mid level and another one in here at this other one, and maybe you can have another one in here, you know. And so obviously the further it is, the better price you can get into. But you know, that's what the benefit in here is, that we use these levels or these supply and demand levels to enter the market only and only as long as we're going with the trend and we're going with the weekly candle. So I hope this is clear to you, that you can use this strategy for your benefit. You know, here's Euro New Zealand. This one is also a great example. Right over here, we have weekly bullish candle, daily bullish candle. We're looking at the 1 hour, but if I drag in here some lines, this line right over here, not only did it hit this support area, but it hit a nice mid-level area, right? So this could have been a great pending order, and then from there, well, it obviously went up. So this is a great strategy. Right over here, we had another one just in case maybe it kept going lower. This could have been another support right over here, and then from there it would have had a nice bounce. But again, this only works if you have most recent mid levels, right? At least 5 days, 5 to 7 days maybe, but I would say 5 to 4 days better, and that we're going along with the weekly candle. Okay, so you have two strategies in one in here that you can use. We use the 4-hour block as a guidance, we use the weekly candle as a guidance, and we use the supply and demand zone as long as the mid-level zone. So very simple. Again, we go back to the dashboard, and all we do is like, hey, let's say EuroCAD, everything is bullish, great. I have a bearish block. Okay, now all I'm doing is waiting for a bullish block to happen, right? That's all we're doing. We're waiting for the price to give us that action again, that opportunity to enter. So if we have bullish in here, bearish in here, if you have too many mixed signals, just pretty much ignore it and move on to another pair that's kind of more clear, that is better. So let's say in here, everything is bullish. Of course, we had news right now, so everything was bullish. But if you let's say you have in here bearish, we have a bullish weekly candle and we have bullish blocks. Okay, what do we do in here? If we get a bullish blocks in here, can we enter? Yes, but I would want at least to wait for one to be as close as my support levels, support and demand, supply and demand, or we would like to be as close as we can in the mid level. So right over here for the S&P, we have one level over here which is breaking it. We have right over here, we have these blue levels, the zones right over here to buy as well. And if anything, if it keeps on dropping, we have this other level right here to buy, right? So this could be one level. So let's say if we were getting now to buy, it could be a possibility. I just don't like what is happening now on the daily. You see this doji right here, and then now we have the price going lower. So it's very critical. Also the price, if you see this wick right here, it reach to that wick to kind of fill in that gap, and maybe from there it might keep on dropping. So there's a good possibilities that it might keep dropping. So I do want to wait that at least maybe the daily candle is bullish or the 4-hour candle is bullish. But this is very critical when you see the daily information. It's like, we have some mixed signals in here. Although we have a weekly candle that's bullish, it could give us a chance to get in, but maybe I would want to get in maybe a little bit lower. This could be a good opportunity maybe, and maybe we can get out at the mid-level or right over here. This could be an exit point. This would be the exit point, entry point, and exit point right over here. But because you have to keep in mind what is going on right here, on the daily information, it could be a signal that it might keep on dropping and dropping. So what do we do in this situation? Well, again, sometimes we just don't never know with the market, but this is what is happening right now. So what should we do? We could either buy lower, or we can risk it over here and get few points, few pips right over in here, and then that's it, get out for a better opportunity to buy the market. So if you have any questions, please let me know. And this works with anything that you have on your MT4. It works with cryptos, it works with gold, metals, it works with indices, and it works with Forex pairs. So pretty much it works with anything as long as you're able to really analyze and make good count of what's going on. I'm sure you can get a lot of great pips. So today there was a great opportunity. We did have a lot of news, but once you have the mid levels supporting you, your supply and demand, I'm sure you can make a lot of pips with this strategy. So very simple. Again, 4-hour blocks going in the same direction, the weekly candle going in the same direction, and then you want at least any of these two going in the same direction, right? That's the first step. Then the second step is you wait for smaller blocks to go in the same direction, bullish, right? And you want it to be as close as you want, as it can, to the supply and demand zones or you want it to be as close as you can to any mid-level zones, right? To either support or resistance. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Sign up, like the video, and I will see you on the Telegram channel.